The real question is this: are we living a full life? Are we making the right decisions when it comes to children, marriage, work, faith, and so many more issues we deal with daily? How can we know with confidence we are living a full life?
Welcome to the Full Life Crew podcast. We are your hosts and life coaches, Jareth and Deborah Navarre. We will help you find the confidence in those critical areas of your life. Our goal is to help you bring to your family the support, structure, and providence we all desire so we can live the life we want to live. A complete life, a joyful life, a full life.
We are so glad you're here. Now let's get started.
My name's Jareth.
And I'm Deborah.
Welcome to the Full Life Crew podcast.
In this podcast, we're going to be talking about eating at home or eating out.
Yes, this is actually, we put this in one of our parenting tips because this is a big thing because your kids eat. And if you have a lot of kids, they eat a lot. So this is a really big tip. This is probably one of our biggest money saving tips and our biggest health tips.
We get asked a lot about how do you feed all your kids, especially since we have teenagers, teenagers.
But first of all, we want to thank you for tuning into the podcast. We are doing our best to keep these podcasts short and sweet because we know you have less time than ever. So we're trying to keep them condensed and full of information, and you can take it, get some value from it, and go on about your day.
We as parents and many other parents, we struggle on what to cook. So today we're going to be talking about eating at home or eating out.
Yes, this is probably one of our best and biggest tips when it comes to saving money, saving time, saving energy, saving stress. Because one of the things you worry about the most, it's such a basic thing. What am I going to feed these people? You know, what am I going to feed my kids? What are they going to eat today? Is it healthy? Is it not? We've also over the last couple of years, we have compiled all of our recipes that we use for our big family. So especially if you have a big family, visit our blog at the fulllifecrew.com/blog, and then search for cooking. Under cooking, we have all these things under cooking. There are several benefits to cooking at home. First, cooking at home is usually healthier than eating out. At most restaurants, they use a lot of things to make the food taste rich and yummy. And you can do the same thing at home and make the food taste great. When it comes to cooking at home, you have more control over all your ingredients.
Some of our kids are very picky eaters.
Yes.
So you may go out to eat, and the meal that they really like, well, the restaurant adds all these extra things on it, and then the kid doesn't eat it. So then you spent $17 on a meal that the kids picked at and doesn't eat. So at home, you can cook their favorite meal and leave off the things they don't like.
Yeah, it's so frustrating when we go to the restaurant and we're at a Mexican restaurant and the kid orders a pizza. Like
I know.
I could have kept you home and made you a pizza or bought you a pizza.
Pizza or nuggets?
Pizza or nuggets. That's what they get at the restaurant. It's like, come on, try something. But in their defense, these restaurants, most restaurants have really terrible kids menus. Like they don't provide the kids. It's almost like, what's the cheapest meal we can get for the kids at the restaurant that we can make the most profit on, so they go buy like, a bag of nuggets for $9 and then resell them to you for $6.99.
Yeah.
For 5 nuggets. So
yeah, and then like you said, they throw in bukus of butter. Bukus of salt.
Yeah. They
have all kind of extra additive things, and at home you can control that. You can control how much salt, how much butter. You can substitute, olive oil for vegetable oil. And
I think one thing to be said, if you haven't seen our family, if you haven't been to our website, if you haven't been to the YouTube channel, if you don't follow us on Facebook, one thing you'll notice about our family, other than me, we don't really have any overweight people in our family.
You're not overweight.
I'm overweight, yeah.
I don't think you are.
You remember that time we stopped at we were at a gym at a basketball tournament, and they had one of those little chairs where you put your arm in and it checks your blood pressure?
Oh, like in the Walgreens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That machine told me, based on my height and my weight, that I was obese.
Oh, so you went by a machine?
That's what the machine said. I mean, that's what if society, if the machine says it, then I must be obese.
Okay, we're gonna move on because that's just silly.
Well, I am a bit heavy. Right now, I'm heavier than I've ever been,
Well, yeah, but that's easy to fix. We just have to cook a little bit healthier,
and we are.
and we are.
Yeah, for us. But with that being said, what I was getting at is all of our kids are thin. And they play a lot of sports and they're athletic. So all the meals that we cook, we've put them in a place to where you can get them. Um,
And if you do happen to go and you find a meal you like and you go to cook it or something, if you have a question, just message us. We can help you out.
Secondly, cooking at home is really less expensive. We actually made a video where Deborah cooked her chicken rice and gravy, and we basically fed everybody for about $1.25 a bowl.
Yeah, it was pretty cheap.
Yeah. Hopefully on this particular video, on this particular podcast, there's a blog that goes along with it, and I will put that video in the blog, so if you want to see it. And so it's the recipe, how she cooked it, but yeah, and the cost of everything, and it broke down to like $1.24, $1.25 per bowl, and we got 20 bowls. We figured we got 20 bowls out of it.
It definitely is cheaper to cook at home, because usually you do have leftovers. So even if it's just a little bit of leftovers, you can put that in a little container, eat it for lunch the next day. That'll save you a whole $7-8 at a fast food joint if you're going to eat out at lunch or something.
Yeah, and cooking at home saves us a ton of money. But before we go any further, we need to thank our sponsor, because even though we're saving money cooking at home, this wouldn't be possible without our sponsor. Have you ever dreamed of owning your own business? Maybe you thought about franchises, but weren't quite sure which one's right for you? Well, let me tell you a little bit about Tiki. Tiki's is a shaved ice cream, and coffee franchise that started in Boca Raton, Florida, and now has expanded into multiple locations across the U.S. So what makes Tiki so special? Well, Tiki's offers unique products that people love. Shaved ice cream, and coffee. Not to mention their franchise model is low cost and easy to operate. Tiki's also provides extensive training and support to all their franchisees. So if you're looking for an opportunity to be your own boss, then I urge you to consider Tiki's Franchising. Contact them today at tikisfranchising.com to learn more about the franchise. Yeah, Tiki's is an amazing business. You need to go there and check them out. Third, cooking at home can provide a great opportunity to bond with your family. That video of you and Malia cooking, that was a great video.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
She has fun.
Yeah, she loves to cook. And I think she's learned that from watching you.
I guess so.
She cooks, she bakes. And Alyssa was the same way. Even West at one time was baking. Like, he was all into baking.
He did. He baked but he bakes desserts.
Yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't cook like meals, but he loves to do desserts.
Yeah.
But yes, you're right. In the evenings, it's like there's usually the hustle and bustle and everybody going here and there. But the kids do jump in and they try and help out. And then when they're doing that, you're able to talk to them. Hey, how was school today? How was the test? How was, just ask them, they talk to you then.
Cooking at home also gives you kids valuable skills. Pretty much everybody in our family, has Cole ever cooked?
I don't think Cole's ever cooked. No, Cole does cook.
Yeah.
He cooks eggs.
Oh, he does. Yeah,
he will come in and scramble some eggs for himself.
Yeah. So I guess all in all, cooking at home also goes back to one of our previous podcasts where less is more, talking about doing less for your children so they can do more. But kids are products of their environment. So if they see us cooking and they see us doing it, they're going to know how to cook. See, me in particular, I'm not a recipe guy.
No, you do not follow a recipe.
I think cooking with a recipe, if you're cooking like authentic food, you should cook with your tongue. Like
it boggles my mind how you can just go in, throw everything together. It comes out amazing. Like, you're an amazing cook. Like, I think you should take over the cooking every day for the family.
Okay, well, I do cook a lot for the family, but... well, you got me there. I don't know what to.
No, your cooking is good. No, it's very good.
I think that comes from our Cajun roots, where the Cajun people many years ago were real poor. They didn't have anything. They lived off the land. Our ancestors were chased out of Nova Scotia area and scattered amongst the wind by the British, and a bunch of them landed here in South Louisiana. And one of the things they had to do immediately was to figure out how to cook and live off the land. And it's like something almost in the blood where you can look at a couple ingredients and then say, well, you know what would taste good with this, and I can do that, and then you just get on it and you work it till it tastes right. You know, it takes a little time, but it works. It works out.
Yeah, well, I think mine goes back to I didn't grow up cooking,
Hmm.
so I didn't know how to cook.
We cooked all the time.
So when we got married, you ate a lot of disgusting things. And I think over time I've learned how to cook. It's taken a while.
Do you remember?
You ate a plate of, I don't even remember what it was, and I dumped mine in the garbage. I think I dumped the whole plate in the garbage. And I said, how in the world are you eating that? It's disgusting.
We we may want to save this one for our marriage tips that
You
are
know,
coming up
but
in the
I
future.
think over time I've learned to cook, but I learned to cook by a recipe.
Yeah,
So that's how I cook.
yeah.
Even the things I still cook over and over today, I still use a recipe.
I know you do, and it bugs me.
It
It
does.
bugs me.
But I enjoy cooking for the family.
You used to not.
Yes, you're right.
I remember one time I got a phone call and you were cooking a plastic bowl.
I did cook up. That was the beginning of the marriage. Hey. Now let's
We'll
move
save
on.
that.
Let's move
Save that one
on.
for marriage tips. That we have a future season and podcast coming with marriage tips. So, but there are benefits to eating out. But eating out should be treated as a, if family wise, it should be treated out. It should be treated as like a reward. It shouldn't be something you just go do all the time. It should be special. You know, it should be a special thing. Maybe when someone graduates, or maybe if the kids have all done well and you want to go out and celebrate.
Birthday,
Birthdays,
anniversary.
anniversaries. It should be something special. Just to go to a restaurant consistently, I think it takes the what's the word I'm looking for? It takes the going to the restaurant should be special. You know.
Yeah, I think so because when we do occasionally go out to eat with the kids, they get so excited.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, we're eating out.
cooking at home is great. They love the food, they all that. But when you tell them, if you cook at home 70, 80% of the time, when you tell them you're going to eat and you're going to eat like maybe once or twice a month or three times a month, you're going to a nicer restaurant, they get pretty pumped. And it's like, they get all excited, and we have to have like discussions like, okay, people, we're at a restaurant. You need to use your napkin. Don't just plop your face in the food.
Remember when we went on vacation a couple years ago and we went down to Disney and played baseball,
Yeah.
and we were gone for like a week and a half,
Yeah,
almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, we made videos about it.
Yeah. There was a time there when toward the end we got to where we were eating out quite a bit
Yes.
because we were tired and everything. And when we got home, the kids were so happy to be home because we had food at the house. They didn't have to eat out anymore. They
Yeah.
were so tired of eating out.
Yeah, eating out can get old too. Probably one of the biggest tips here, though, is if you check out our blog and you check out our recipes, and if you have a big family, or even if you don't have a big family, a lot of our recipes are designed where you can cook them on a Monday or a Tuesday or a Sunday and freeze them, and then you can reheat them. So some of the things that we do, we made a video one time about anxiety, because one of the things Deb struggles with is anxiety. When we got married, we did like that marriage thing, and it was like
Yeah.
you were anxious and I would get angry, and those were our two biggest issues we had, and we still have them today. But so I try to help Deb with anxiety because I know she's under a lot of pressure and a lot of stress with the businesses and the kids and the sports and the everything. So one of the things we did, we made a video of, it's called Anxiety, and in that video we show how we'll cook and then save the meals. So we'll like cook and attack the cooking. Because one of the things that my wife struggles with the most is, what am I going to feed these kids?
I get in a rut sometimes. The same meal, so it's like I have to venture out into my cookbooks.
Yeah.
See what else is out there.
She almost feels like it's her responsibility to make sure these kids have some kind of gourmet meal, And it bothers her. It stresses her out. It stresses you out, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. I mean, I understand cooking at home or eating out, but then you think, okay, well, it's so stressful, I'll just go eat out. But then it's so expensive to eat out.
Yeah, I would rather stress over what am I going to cook than have to figure out what we're going to eat out every night.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, there's like a bunch of pros and cons to both of them. For us, what works out best is eating at home. There's so many benefits to eating at home, from the cost of it to the family bonding to controlling the ingredients and the nutrition in the food. There's just so many things that work out much better for us.
Oh yeah, definitely. I 100% think cooking at home is the best way to go, especially with a large family.
Well, we hope you got something valuable out of this podcast. If you didn't, check out our one before this, which was social media and should your kids have it. And and another one, especially for you younger parents, is when do the kids start school? We may have a very different opinion than most people on this one. Thank you for tuning in. And remember, while you're out there trying to live your absolute best life, life's a journey.
Enjoy the ride.
Did you enjoy the podcast? Would you like to sponsor a podcast? If you're looking to advertise your brand, product, or message, our platforms are the best place to do it. We reach a large and engaging audience, and we can help you get your message out there. If you want to learn more about how you can advertise with us, visit us at thefulllifecrew.com/shop. So thank you once again for listening and tuning into our podcast. And just remember, while you're out there trying to live your absolute best full life, life's a journey. Enjoy the ride.